Grade 11? Yeah, the pits. Let me fix her up. My lips is dry. Hold on. Hey. Okay. I look interesting. I only thought it was fitting today that I come wearing a suit because you need to understand how serious this is. Okay? You can't see in these glasses because they're so dirty. Hey guys, welcome back. No, and here, you know, honestly, mind your business. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So today I only thought it was fitting that it's, you know guys, the end of the year. I mean, it's a festive season, so in many ways then one, it's kind of the worst time to talk about school because right now no one is thinking about school. But you know, I'm gonna do it anyway. So I thought I should just give you guys a few tips, you know, to my grade 11s that are coming to grade 11, I guess, going to grade 11 in 2023. I'm just here to say calm down. A lot of people say, oh my god, grade 11 is so hard. And it's December right now, and I'm here like, where? Because for me, I can definitely say that grade 11 wasn't hard. But the difference in workload is very, you feel that. You just have a bigger workload for sure. But the content itself is not rocket science. It's not that difficult. I thought I should just share a few of my tips. I'm not to toot my own horn, but I did pretty well throughout the course of the year, and now at the end of the year I'm super proud of the marks that I got. Obviously there is room for improvement always, but I am not mad at my results. So let me share my experience with you guys real quick. So basically I have an extra subject, so I did kind of have an extra workload because especially with businesses, it's a lot of study work, it's a lot of, you know, so my workload was a bit, you know, piled up. I also have a lot of duties at school, like I am president of RCLs, so I had my presidential duties, I had my deputy head girl duties towards the end of the year. I did the school's photography. What else did I do when there's like some sort of event and they need some sort of student representative of some sort? I'm always kind of like called, not always, but like most of the time I'm called to either plan something or put something together. So I have quite a number of responsibilities at school. And on top of that, I still have all my sports and my other culture activities that I do. So I did hockey throughout the year. This year I was just playing with the hockey teams and friendly games because I wasn't on the official team, but that kept me pretty busy because I wanted to train for next year. So I'm going to play hockey for the team next year, but that's a long story on its own. So hockey kept me quite busy. I'm in the beginning of the year, of course, in its season. I had cross country, which was right after the hockey season. I had athletics in the beginning of the year. So yeah, oh, and I had culture activities that I was doing, and an activity basically performing arts, speech choir. So I had quite a lot that I was busy with this year. All just boils down to time management. Yeah, grade 11 is not difficult, you just have to know how to manage your time. I think that's what it all boils down to. Having an extra subject, to those wondering, also did help with my APS because this is my strategy. If I'm not going to get 7 distinctions, like 7 distinctions for my 7 subjects, if I add one more and I get 8 6s instead, or 8 level 6s, then that's still a pretty good APS. And throughout the year, my APS this year has been about 40, which is a pretty good APS if you ask me. So I think I realized that maybe getting 7 distinctions is a bit of a drag for me. Not really though. Not really. I definitely think I can get 7 distinctions. But just in case I don't, at least I have another level 7 that I can add onto my APS if I get all 6s. You know, so I try to always aim for at least 70%. Then I think for the most part, my subjects are very all over the place, and sometimes it's a lot, sometimes it's not, because I'm like, you know, I can drop this because I don't even need it, but I don't know what direction I really want to go. So I think having a subject in the science stream, having a subject in the art stream, and having a subject or 2 subjects rather in the commerce stream is a pretty good strategy for me, because I can figure out what I can do, because I can kind of do it all. you know. With grade 11, just do your best, babes. Like, honestly, just do your best. That's all it boils down to. Like, I am disturbing myself. Let me get my bonnet. Hold on. I'm sure you guys think Aisha Munini doesn't, oh yeah, Nini doesn't see us. Change the color of my lights so that I match. Yay! I like that. Okay, back to the tips. Okay, so I think that's my experience. I can definitely say that grade 11 for me wasn't that difficult. The workload was insane, and I had to learn a lot of time management, sometimes the good way, sometimes the bad way. But yeah, I've spoken for 7 minutes about absolutely nothing. I haven't got to the tips. But anyway, let's start with the tip. Tip number 1, focus in class. As much as you possibly can, focus in class. Milk each and every second of that period that is allocated to that subject and grasp as much as you can so you don't have to do a lot of it later. Later, you can just... So focus in class, and focus doesn't necessarily mean now don't talk to anyone. No, it just means when the teacher is talking, pay attention. And that's all it is. Make sure that 7 hours that you're in school is as productive, is the most productive time that you have at home. I mean, in your day. Because you know that sometimes when you get home, it's just like, phew, my bed looks amazing right now. If time is allocated to something, use that time. So, focus in class. Focus in class. You can eat in class, talk in class, but make sure that when it's time for you to, okay? Yeah. Now, number 2, take notes. Now, you know, this is the book I had the entire year. Get yourself a little notebook. If you can't get yourself a little notebook, use your pencil. Make notes, because I remember most of the time when I was studying this year, I remembered, okay, I made a note about this. Or my teacher said something that is not in the textbook that really made me understand what we were doing better. Because that's what notes are for. You know, sometimes your teacher says some gold and you're like, platinum is overcomplicating this thing. But you ma'am, are a star, because now I get you know what, if you put it like that, I get it. You know? So take those notes, write it in your textbook, write it in your book. It doesn't matter, just make sure that you put it on paper and you'll remember when you need it. Trust. Do your homework, and please, I know you're gonna hate me for this. I mean, towards the end of the year, I really wasn't doing my homework. I'm not gonna lie here, but it really is important, because not only does it give you a chance to see if you get what you're doing or not, but it also just gives you a chance to reward yourself if you do. It feels so good when you're doing something in class and you had just seen it for the first time. You come back home, you practice, and you go back to school the next day and you get everything right. It's very rewarding. So then you know that, damn, I'm good at this, or damn, I can improve, or damn, I can, you know. But now if you have homework you don't do, you go back to class and people are marking you like, dog, I don't even know what you're doing. I don't know what's right. I don't know what's wrong. I don't even know what you're doing. You're wasting your time. And I've always said that if you can't get out of school, please don't waste it. If you can't get out of school, if you can't drop out right now and go get a job and be a big baller right now, do not make your life miserable by now living miserably and half-ass for 12 years. You know, you're there. You're stuck. Might as well make the most of it, you know? Whew. Speaking really fast right now. Do your homework, practice, you know, find questions, you know, come up with questions that, you know, you need answered, get them answered and work from there. Build. Then past papers. Oh my gosh, the importance of past papers. And I'm really happy that I came into this trend this year. I did it mostly towards the end of the year, but I remember I even wrote it down last year coming into this year. I wanted to do a past paper at least every week. Obviously not for all my subjects, but for a subject that I felt like needed a bit more attention. Get used to the trend of past papers. So do past papers as regularly as you can. Not even when it's nearing to like exam time or exam season. Just get the trend of exam papers in your head, because one thing about school is it's very repetitive. You get taught the exact same thing the grade 11s of last year are taught. The papers are set not the exact same way, but sometimes question 2 is to question 5. There's only so much they can ask. There's only so many ways they can ask it. So if you do 5 different past papers and they all have the same topic under question 5, 3 of these past papers, they ask the question the exact same way, you know. So sometimes it's easier to study that way. You study smart and not hard. You study a past paper instead. Then you understand how they're going to ask the question. You know, usually the mark allocation is usually more or less the same, and you know what you need to pay attention to. Let's try to do a past paper at least every every 2 weeks, you know, even if it's just for that topic. So you get 2017's past paper and you say, okay, we're doing electromagnetism in physics right now, and that's usually a question 7. Do that question 7 when you start, after your homework on that first day. And then when you guys are completely done with that topic, you revisit the exact same question and you see how much you know now. Then you know what you grasped, what you didn't grasp, and you know how to fix it. You just get used to the trend of past papers. Then balance. One thing I can definitely say about grade 11 is that grade 11 can very easily be overwhelming if you allow it to be. So find a balance. Know how to manage your time and find a balance. Find time to rest. Find time to be with friends. So find time to do stuff that are not school related, because you can easily go mad. Because there are multiple times throughout the year where I'm like, okay, I've been doing school for the past like 3 weeks straight. I have not done anything fun and I feel like I'm losing my mind. And it becomes super overwhelming. You're like, I can't do this. No. Find time throughout the day. Like, I'll tell you something that helped me this year that I actually didn't realize helped until I actually sat down and thought about it. Was I'm at school from 7 till 2. That's a good 7 hours. And I can definitely say that 7 hours, all those periods are very productive for me. I try my best to make sure that 7 hours I actually utilize the way I'm supposed to. Then my parents can't fetch me at 2 p.m. They cannot fetch me at 2 p.m. Like, they can't. They have work. They knock off at 3. So I'd always leave home, and throughout the year, I literally mean throughout the year, I always leave school for home between 4 and 4:30. Sometimes even 5. It's like generally because my parents can't fetch me earlier than that. I do not like taking the bus. I have extracurriculars. I have meetings, whatever. Or sometimes I just want to chill, you know. So I can definitely say that from 2 to 4, I was always chilling. I was not doing anything school related. I was chilling. I was resting. It gave me good time to just relax. And when I get home, then it's easier to be productive because I'm not tired anymore. Maybe physically, yeah, sure. But I can still sit down for like an hour to 2 hours and still do schoolwork and just reflect on everything that I did on that day. Make sure it's in my head, get my homework done, then go to bed out at like 9 or 10. It should be a very distinct line between you resting and you being lazy, and that's a line that you should never cross. At least not in this grade. What's next? Drop it if you're struggling, please, babe. Like me personally, drop the subject if you're struggling. I personally have never had the experience of having to drop a subject or like even consider dropping a subject. I'm lying. There was a time where I'm like, music, dog, you gotta go, because music is hard. Oh my god. But I haven't dropped a subject. But I have quite a number of friends who struggled with subjects this year and they still held on to them. Then I have friends who struggled with the subject, dropped it, and their marks skyrocketed. Sometimes the subject is just not for you, and that's okay. But you can only come to that conclusion once you know that you have given your all and you have tried everything. Drop the subject, it's not worth it, because you can't say, no, I can't drop life science because I need it for the course I want to study and for the career that I want to pursue. Babes, you're not gonna get it anyway if you're failing it, you know. And it's better to fail in university than fail high school. High school is not that bad. Not only is it emotionally jarring for you to try and still not get the marks that you want, it also just isn't worth your time when you could be doing something that can actually get you good marks so you can get into a good university and then take whatever you want to take and then work from there. Do bridging courses. There's a lot of options. You don't have to fail now and say, you know, life is trapping me. Sometimes we really just call it upon ourselves. So if you're struggling with something, then set goals according to your strengths and weaknesses. So like for me, I can't say I'm gonna get 90% for physics, because babe, the closest I've even gotten to 80 was a 72, and that's the highest mark for physics I've ever gotten was a 72, and that was for a test, not even on my report. So for me, I always aim for a 70. I mean, sometimes a 75, yeah, depending on the term, depending on what we're doing, but a distinction for me in physics is a drag, and I'm okay with that. So I set goals for yourself. If you know that in maths you're struggling, you can't say, now I want to get a distinction, babe. When you add a 30%, no, start by saying, I am going to get a 50. Then once you see that you're being consistent in your 50s, take it up to a 70, you know. Understand your strengths, understand your weaknesses, and work according to that. Don't work according to what is expected of you, what people think you should do. You know the work you put in, you know the sacrifices you make, you know what you get and what you don't get. No one else understands that. So set your goals according to your strengths and your weaknesses. Period. Stops there. Then, guys, do not fall behind. Like, let me tell you a story. Me in accounting this year, there was this thing the beginning of the year. It's called bank recon. I did it, and I think I got 100% the whole year. Every time we did a bank recon, baby, believe me, that was my thing. Then shortly after, we did creditors recon now, and I was just like, psh, small things. If I can do bank recon, I can do creditors. We did the first day, and I was like, hey, I don't know what's going on here, but I'll get it eventually. And I let it jump over me. We weren't even tested on it, so I think I got lucky in that regard. I was like, never gonna see it again. Exam day came. Now in November. Mind you, we did this in Jan. Now in November, my creditors recon was like 18 marks, and best believe, baby, I know I got 0 there. So don't fall behind, and if you do fall behind, catch up, make up for it. Again, most of the time this year, when I fell behind, it was because I was burnt out and I was resting. So also just work in equal intervals. When you work, rest, work, rest, work, rest, work in steps. Don't work, and then when you fall all the way down, and then you fall behind, and then you have to kind of, because that's something that happened to me a lot this year. If you know that, okay, I wasn't in class today because I was doing photography duties, make up for it. You better say, okay, you're not eating until you catch up or you work. Okay, please, that's a bit harsh. I mean, I did that to myself. Anyway, then I don't know what point this is. Ask for help. A lot of me and my hyper independent self, I struggled a lot with this year. And this year was the year where I felt like I needed the most help, and I tried to get the most help, but it took it chipped away at my I'm trying to be independent here. Like I said, hyper independence is not always fun times there. But ask for help. Other people have tutors. Other people go to BTS. BTS is this tutoring services, basically like tutors again. Other people have parents. Like my dad is a maths and science teacher. Or he taught maths and science, physics and science. Physical science. So he helped me a lot this year. And the thing is, I have never asked him for help until this year. They are your teachers. Ask your teachers for help. That's what they're there to do. So ask for help as much as you possibly can, especially when you're struggling. Before you kill yourself. Last point, have fun. If you actually think about it, grade 11 is your last year of high school. Grade 11 is the last year where it's the last year where all your marks are to satisfy the school. And yourself, of course, but mostly to satisfy your school. I definitely feel like, and the thing is, I don't know this from personal experience because I don't have matric yet. I haven't done matric yet. I only have that next year. But I definitely feel like in matric, all your marks throughout the year, you're not thinking about pleasing your school. You're thinking about getting good NSC results so you can get into a good school and pursue the career that you want to pursue. So it's not like once you're in matric, you're not thinking about high school anymore. You're just thinking that, okay, high school is my ticket to leave. But in grade 11, you're still doing stuff school-based, so have fun. Oh my gosh, have fun in grade 11. I can definitely say that I had the most fun I've ever had in my entire life this year, as much as it came with its challenges. And most of my challenges this year were social, personal issues. So have as much fun as you possibly. Go to each and every school event. Go to the rugby games. Go to the soccer games. Go to the hockey games, netball games. Go to the school events. Go to the school parties. Go to every single, even if you're not participating, just go and make your own fun there. Grade 11 can be super fun if you allow it to be. So yeah, man, just have fun, because I think in matric, and the thing is, like I said, I don't know, but I definitely know that my head right now going into matric is not the same as it was from grade 10 going into grade 11, Because, grade 10 to grade 11, you still think, I have a long way to go. But right now, I'm thinking, I don't have that much time. I need to calm down, and now just think about my future and stuff. And it's no pressure, but it's pressure. I think, like I said, to wrap everything up, for the most part, just do your best. Just do your best. Because if you do your best, you will never leave an exam room. You will never leave a classroom saying, I could have, I should have, I would have. You will always leave a class saying, okay, I did my best, and I know that there's nothing more I could have done. after this. Look at a mark, even if it's 13%, and say there's nothing more I could have done after this because I tried everything, I did everything. This 13% just means that this is not my thing. So I'm gonna move according to the results that I got. Because then on the flip side as well, on the positive side of things, is you look at a mark, something like 98%, you're like, damn, I don't even care about that 2% at this point, because damn, I did that. You know, it's very rewarding when you know how much time and effort you put into stuff. So have fun, man. Like, have fun, do your absolute best, milk each and every moment, and make sure that you never have a moment throughout the year where you're like, oh my gosh, I should have, I could have, you know. And on top of everything that you still have to do, you still have a social life. So live your life, man. Live your life before you lose that in matric, apparently. Like, you know, I don't know if I'm listening to people's advice saying, no, matric is hard. I don't know, because that's what you say about reliving it. For me, honestly, that wasn't that bad. Everyone has their own little journey, their story. So we'll see what that has in store for me next year. But I think, guys, have fun. Grade 11 is great. School is really not that bad, guys. School is great. You know, just remember that you are in control. You are in control of whatever happens. If you decide to mind other people's business, you are in control. Those are your consequences. If you decide to mind your own and just do what you gotta do, you know, then you're good. You know, allow yourself to make mistakes, but also allow yourself to learn from them. Never leave L's as they are. Better put another L to that L, and that L better be a lesson to your loss. So yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, do all the fun things. I love you guys so much. And to all my future grade 11s, all the best. Tandwa Sami. Come back to this video in May, in June, in October, in September, doesn't matter. Just come back and remember to relax. It really isn't that bad, because this is in your hands. You decide, and you've got this. Yeah, like, comment, subscribe. I will see you guys in the next video, and I do believe that the one's gonna be a fun one, because I have some things up my sleeve. Like, comment, subscribe. Okay, this is like 10th time I'm saying that, but again, I love you guys. I will see you in the next one. Bye.